Hello and welcome to the floor. In today's episode of the Knitting Diaries, I'm sitting on the floor because I sold my couch, which is great because I got money and I got rid of the couch, but it also means I don't really have anywhere nice to sit. So I'm currently sitting on the floor on a pillow and a blanket to make it a little bit softer, but do I miss my couch already? Yes. Will I get another couch? Yes. At some point. I have to find a house to buy first and move in so I can figure out what I actually do want. I have not yet found a house. But this will be about knitting. It won't be very long, I think, because I only have one finished object. But at the same time, I've started a new object, and boy is that a doozy sometimes. Okay, so first finished objects, a pair of socks. I had started these the last week. Oh, and today is Monday, 14th of August. Or would you say August 14th? I don't know. Anyway, it's Monday. And for the socks, I'm using this yarn. And I have no idea if it's focusing, but I hope it is. You know, camera and all. I need a camera with a flip out screen because I have a flip down, but I can't see it anyway, so there's no point flipping it. Anyway, I'm very distracted today. Sorry, or not. Sometimes I'm scatterbrained, and that's okay. I think we all are sometimes. But anyway, I knitted a pair of socks in that yarn. They're like, I knitted them from toe up, but I did a ribbing on top of the foot and the stockinette. And I really should know this by now. The shadow short row heel, it's the same whether you do it from one side or the other, so it doesn't really matter. And no holes, which is great. And then a long leg of ribbing. So, yes, I finished a pair of socks. Will I use them myself or will they become a Christmas present? I don't know. Yes, I have already started thinking about Christmas presents. We are mid-August, so time's gonna go fast. Especially since I have to find a house. It's a thing. And then I was gonna knit another pair of socks, but I'm like, after having finished a big blanket and a pair of socks, all in the same yarn, and I love the yarn, don't get me wrong, but I was kind of getting a little sick of working with the same yarn, so I needed a new project, and I don't have the wristband? I don't have the band for the other yarn. This color is really pretty. I know it's 55% wool and 45% cotton. So, yeah. I started a new project and I've gotten pretty far on it. I am doing things that I've never done before, which is always exciting, but also a little bit intimidating. Now, yeah, intimidating too, but also a little hard sometimes because it's very easy to mess up when you do things you don't have done, that you haven't done before. Wow. Speaking. Anyway, I went looking for a pattern and I knew I wanted to use this yarn and I knew I wanted to knit a t-shirt because I hadn't done that before and I wanted to knit it from top down. Previously I've knitted a total of 3 sweaters from the bottom up, and this is yarn that I used to knit my first sweater, which I then gave to my sister for Christmas because size-wise she's a tiny bit smaller than me, and well, that sweater, my first sweater in this yarn, was a little snug for me, so she got it for Christmas. I don't know if she's used it, but she seemed happy enough when she got it at least, so I hope she has. But I found a free pattern on Drops, their website. I'm pretty sure, from my understanding, you can have it like all different languages, which is great. But there's a t-shirt called Summer Halo. It's really pretty. I don't have the yarn that the pattern asks for, and I have a very limited amount of needles at the moment. Everything is packed away. So what I have is 5 double pointed needles, size 3 millimeters. Oops. And I also have a circular needle, size 3 millimeters too. And that's all the needles I currently have access to. So even though the yarn, I know it calls for 2.5 millimeter needles, 3 millimeter needles it is, because that's what I have at the moment. But yeah, I am willing to claim that I've gotten pretty far. And I've made some modifications. This is a top down, and it's a very cute pattern on top. I don't know how well it'll show up on the camera. But this kind of, oh shoot, what's it called in English? Lace? It's supposed to be like 10 centimeters and it's like 8. But it starts with what from my understanding, is called a moss stitch. You knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and on top of that you purl, knit, purl, knit. So, I don't know how well you can see it. Hopefully you can see it well enough. But the lace, I tried to pay attention, but I'm not, and because a limited amount of needles, I had to use the double pointed needles for this. So doing the lace and then switching the needles over and over made it a little confusing, and I got to the end and I was counting to make sure I had the right number of stitches, which I did not. So then I had to figure out where I made a mistake, where I went wrong, and fix it. So I did. I knitted back to where I made a mistake, and then I thought, oh cool, fix the mistakes. I'm gonna knit it and be done. Yeah. I had to do that 6 times. 6 times! I mean, or technically, yeah, I made mistakes 6 times. So I had to knit back and then back to where I came from, basically. So when you knit lace, you have to pay attention, because if not, it's so easy to make mistakes. And yeah, so that took me way longer than it really needed to, but you know, when you have some limits, in this case it was needles, it would have been easier on a circular needle, but well, it's correct now. And I put, I don't have like, I have heard that a lot of like knit tubers mention something called try it on tubing. I don't have that. I haven't seen it anywhere in any knit shops here or yarn shops here. So I use this to put the stitches for the arms on. And from my understanding, there's not much to the arms. You pick up some stitches and then you finish it off, basically. So now it's a pretty good length. I don't think you could see the full thing, but I thought I finished the body. I did. I thought it seemed a little short on the pictures online, so I added 1 centimeter on the body. Yeah, and then I did the moss stitch on the bottom, and then I cut the thread. And since I don't have try-it-on tubing, I did binding off on the end, and then I tried it on. And let me show you a couple of pictures that I took, because that trying on, it was, from the pictures I realized it would be a little short. I did not realize how short. So the pictures proves how short, and it does not look good. Sure, I probably won't be wearing it because it's got wool in it, and I don't want to have wool that close to my body because it itches. I think I'm a slightly bit allergic. And also, when I tried it on, it got like, there's something, it's not off with the stitch counts, but from a garment that is supposed to be a little fitted, it was weird on top over my chest here. Not over the boobs, that one just fine, but like on top here, I don't know what it is. So if you got any tips on how to fix that, let me know. Anyway, after realizing it was it wasn't a t-shirt, it was a crop top, really cropped top. And I'm not fun of those anymore. I've never really been, so that wasn't quite for me. So I had to undo the binding off, and then I knitted backwards until I got to the stockinette, and I have now knitted a lot more. And since I still don't have try down tubing, God, I need to wish for that for like Christmas or something. I am almost at the end of the moss stitch, so I will soon be binding off and trying it on. Keep your fingers crossed that it actually is a more suitable length. Because, yeah, that super cropped one, no, absolutely not. And I don't know, because as I said, since it's wool, I can't really wear it myself. So I might give it to either my sister or my niece for Christmas. And yes, I know, a t-shirt for Christmas, but hey, it's homemade. And I learned something new. Learning to knit a garment from the top down, a t-shirt, which I've never done, and like a more fitted one, and you know, adding length that didn't say in the pattern. And yeah, sure, I have to finish the arms because right now they look very, very weird. But yeah, that's what I've been doing lately for this past week. And I will say I really like this yarn for the garment. I will say. And I'm excited. And I thought, I mean, I haven't done the arms yet, so I don't know how easy it'll be picking up. And besides, it says pick up these stitches, but what about like, I'm very worried that I will be making holes in the sides here, so I might have to do a little, I don't know, to make sure, but you might see that in the next video. But this was a super short video. I didn't have much to talk about, and also I'm really stressed because I still haven't found a house. I have sold a few furniture, which is great, but you know, finding a house, not easy. And it's, as I said, August 14th today. I have to be out of my house September 1st. That's when I give the keys to the new owners. So in 2.5 weeks, less than 2.5 weeks, I feel, I have to be out. So I should probably knit a little bit less. Then again, I mean, this is all stockinette, so it doesn't take that long, and it's very, very relaxing, and I need the mental peace knitting gives me. But I should probably focus more on selling stuff, cleaning the house, finding a new place to live. Focus a bit more on that than knitting. At the same time, I can't help it. I love knitting. So even though I have to like adjust everything I do to the 2 sets of needles that I have, I'll be fine, I think, with the knitting, at least for a bit. So yeah, I'm struggling a little, but yeah, the lace is supposed to be a lot longer, or it's supposed to be like further out on the arms and all, but I think it'll be good. I'm gonna, when I finish it off, I know I have not blocked it, and I probably won't before you see it when it's done. Gosh. Because I am more occupied with moving. At the same time, I can't help but knit. I mean, do you see this? Do you see this? I can't help it. I love it. But I'm about to be finished with the moss stitch down here, and then it's pretty much only moss stitch around the arms, but figure out how to not make the holes. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out, alright? I hope if you got any good tips for anything, like how to measure for garments, how to know how long they need to be for upper body. Because I feel like if I try to measure myself, I bend down and then the measurements get all wonky. But yeah, I mean, look at it. It's so cute. And socks. I love socks. But let's be honest, when I'm done with this, I'll probably go for another pair of socks. So, you know, I only have a little more than 2 weeks left here. So you won't get that many videos from this space anymore, but maybe a few more. I mean, I gotta finish my t-shirt now that it's more of an actual t-shirt instead of a crop top. So I just wanted to share because I'm so excited. I mean, my first t-shirt, my first top down, my first fitted garment. I mean, it's all the things. And now I should probably go clean again. I don't really like cleaning, so I try to avoid it. But, you know, you can't always avoid it. Sometimes you just have to do the things you don't want to do. Like, take out garbage. Actually, that feels pretty good these days because it means things are going out of my house. Love that part. So yeah, wish me luck in finding a house, and wish me luck that the t-shirt is actually a t-shirt, not a crop top anymore, because even though I added, I honestly not sure how much I added. So that will be interesting. I hope you have had a nice day. I hope you enjoyed this teeny tiny little knitting podcast, and do something you enjoy. Go out, get a breath of fresh air, and maybe not step on rocks because it's uncomfortable. If you can, sit in the grass and enjoy nature sounds, potentially while knitting. I would not recommend bringing a puzzle outside. Moisture, wind, probably not a good idea. Do your puzzles inside. Your knitting can be done both outside and inside. And I hope you enjoy the day you are having. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! And if you were wondering about my couch situation, it's not really a couch. I have 2 of these, I don't know what they're called, but they're often used at the beach. They're like plasticky on the bottom, so you can put them on sand without getting wet. They're comfortable to sit on. And then I have a folded up blanket. I'm sitting on a pillow. I have a couple of pillows in my back. And that's it. That's my very homemade version of a couch, because that's what I've got.